I never start out my videos with the looks already done, but today I decided I was going to do it a little bit different. What I'm doing today is recreating the first special effects thing I ever really did. A few months ago, before I took an unintended break, I did a broken doll tutorial because that was the first thing I ever technically did in the realm of face painting. But I really wasn't thinking of it in that way, I guess. And, you know, it was just like a thing I did a very, very long time ago, and then it was whatever. This look was a deliberate body paint choice, and the thing that really set me down this path. And I posted that picture recently on Instagram. I forgot that I never posted it on Instagram. I posted it on Facebook when I first did it and then kind of forgot about it. But this remains one of my very favorite looks that I've ever done. So today, on my 6th anniversary, or a few days before, but I upload on Sunday, so. On my 6th anniversary on YouTube, I decided to visit, recreate, embellish, sort of like do the look that set me down this path, but do it in the way that I would do it now. So I got some fake blood in here. You can see the shine. It's a little bit more grungy. It's a little bit more dirty. I know what I'm doing now. When I did this look, I had no idea what I was doing. I did not own any sort of special effects product. I did everything with drugstore makeup. I did not know what I was doing. So I decided to revisit it and recreate it as closely to the way I did it before, but with some of my own new embellishments. So to start, I have half my face done. I have foundation, concealer, and powder under one eye, and then on that same eye, I have my eyeshadow, my mascara, my eyebrow done. The reason I went ahead and did this is this part really doesn't matter, and the actual portion of the tutorial that we are doing today takes place on my right eye. So first things first, close my laptop, get it out of the way. I'm going to actually trace out where this is gonna go. Now, I'm trying to decide how much I want to actually replicate the exact way I did this. Because I don't go all the way to the inner corner, I actually started it more towards my iris. So I guess we'll go with that. And I'm tracing this out with a very old, dried out eyebrow pencil. Great, okay, there we go. I brought it down to the cheek, then it went out this way. So I guess we'll do that. And then it went up like this. Close enough. I think I'm gonna bring this one, oh wait, because I have a lot of blood, don't want to bring it too far up into the eyebrow. So we're gonna go up. The idea was that this kind of got torn off, so it needed to be kind of jagged. So, and then I also wanted, let's see, I made it look like the chin was ripped up too. Do I want to do the chin on this one? We'll decide later. Let's do this part first, decide on that later. Now, the fun part about recreating this is the fact that I do not have the same products I had then. The main metal portion was actually a metallic silver cream eyeshadow, and I do not have it anymore. So I'm going to have to do something else, which is kind of fun. So I'm going to first, this portions in the center that I know I want to be lighter, I'm going to use a white cream eyeshadow. I'm going to try to stick with mostly drugstore products because that is the only thing I had back then. But I'm definitely going to mix in some SFX stuff to match my style now. So I'm going to use a cream eyeshadow. This is, no, the other one I was using was I think it was from L'Oreal. They had the double-ended eyeshadows, cream eyeshadows, a little bit of color on either side. This one was silver on one side, blue on the other, I believe. They were pretty nice. They do not sell them anymore. I'm honestly not even sure if they sell these anymore. These are the Color Tattoo Eye Chrome. They're the liquid or cream color tattoos from Maybelline. But this is, I don't have a lot of metallic shadows and I have this one. So I'm gonna take this one around the edges here. The edges I know I want to be darker. Before it can set, I'm gonna blend it into the other cream. Part of the reason I'm laying down a bunch of creams first is it's going to help the bright silver metallic that I'm about to lay down be darker or more pigmented, I mean. But also it'll help give a little bit more depth and easier shading later. Definitely want a flat, like packing brush, definitely a lid brush. So I'm gonna get some of the silver from Jaclyn's Dark Magic palette. The color is Power Cut. I'm also gonna spray it with some setting spray to get it damp. I'm gonna start packing it on. I feel like I can still see a lot of skin, but for right now I'm gonna leave it there and color in around the eyes. A black, just a matte black. And pack it on the lid. And I'm doing this the way I did it back then too. I did not create a harsh line. I actually blended it out into more of a smoky eye type thing, but definitely kept it dark around, like directly on the lid. It's really dark. I'm gonna fill in the shadows around the edges with this same, this was like a 99-cent crease brush from E.l.f. And I'm going to just create the shadow at the very, very end of the brush, because this blending brush comes like a point. So I'm just going to use that to create the shadow. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is start creating the lines of the metal where it would have been welded together in order to create a face. Okay, what I used back then was a black felt liner, so that is what I shall use now. I need to get a lot closer to my mirror, so I'm going to create, with the steadiest hand I can manage, a line going directly down from the center of my eye to that line. Okay. So So I'm going to draw a line directly above my eyebrow. This is how we're gonna hide my eyebrow. Directly above my eyebrow and across in a straight line. I'm going to take a very fine brush now, an even finer brush than the one used before, and dip into that black and go around the bottom of those lines to create a shading effect as if the metal is laying on top of. Okay, so the eyeshadow that I put on my eye is not sticking because it just occurred to me I did not prime my eyes. I had done that deliberately before, but that was a mistake. I meant to prime them with normal eyeshadow primer before we did all this. So let me see if I can fix that really quick. I'm just gonna blend some of this out and off of my eye. Prime your eyes for eyeshadow. This eye I primed with concealer and powder, which is why it's fine. But this eye I'd left alone, so that's why it's creasing and the eyeshadow is moving, not staying in place. Now for one of my favorite parts, blood and dirt. So when I did this originally, I used this liquid lipstick. This is Always On Liquid Lipstick in Boss. This is the Lily Singh collaboration with Smashbox. I don't want to use my liquid lipstick now. Instead, we are going to use a mixture of body paint and red eyeshadow and gel blood. Adeline! I'm filming.
Good. You do makeup.
I'm doing makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna start out with the body paint and a fine brush. This is a really fine brush. This is actually a paintbrush. And go right around the edge here. So on this line, on the outside of the black is where I'm going to draw a line of red. Because I do believe before I had outlined it in liquid lipstick. You don't have to be super precise. The idea is it's blood, but I want the idea of there being skin, a layer of flesh, which would be red, and then the metal. So this is just for that subtle definition. It's really fun to go back down memory lane and to the look that really started so much of this. Because I had no idea what I was doing when I was messing around. It was literally, I was messing around one night with my makeup and this is what happened. And then I hollered for my little brother to help me take that picture because I was so proud of it. Wanted a really cool picture. And several years later, here we are. I'm a FX artist and it's very weird to think about. So from here, I'm gonna take the same body paint and the same brush and start drawing those like lines, like scratches. And this is literally the method I used. I took the brush and I just started going like this, just up and down around my face. There are definitely spots that I wanted to be more intense. These top points, so honestly the points that stick out further, that more would inevitably get ripped off if, say, someone's face was being dragged down a road, which is the story I had built in my head for this look. This is definitely a little bit more, I guess, on the comic book side of my art, which I don't normally do, actually. I did this on the other look as well. I did a line. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea, but I did a line right here. I'll go over that with blood as well. And I did this forever. I did this part for a really long time. Now, let's see. I did a bunch of like deep gashes. Well, they were supposed to look like deep gashes on my chest. So I'm definitely going to recreate some of that here as well. What's funny is it looks like I had fake blood in the portion of the chest. There's part of it that's shiny, and I'm pretty sure I just used red lip gloss at that point. I put a lot more blood than I had on here. It went a lot, like the blood ended down here in the photo and was way darker, or that's the filter. It's so weird to think back. I don't do a lot of reflecting in that way, I guess. I'm a very sentimental person. I feel like I think back on stuff, but I feel like I think back on more of how have I improved from the past, and it's like, what can I take away from the past as like lesson, not there was once a point in time where for me wearing a red lipstick was such a bright, like, oh my word color, and now I wear blue, black, green. I do this and can go walk around my house and no one's gonna really say anything. All right, what I'm gonna do is I am going to do the gashes, which I will go ahead and do on camera. If this is like this, I feel like I don't wanna just have scratches go down this way. I feel like that's weird. But the way I had them before was very horizontal, which I don't think makes sense. I had to zoom you out. I realized you couldn't see what I was doing. Maybe more at an angle this time. Something I did not do before, which I'm going to do this time, is I did not make the look dirty at all. So I'm gonna add black and brown eyeshadows to add in some like pavement. And I would do stuff on my arms, but I'm gonna put that leather jacket back on. I have the same leather jacket. It's actually the one I was wearing last week, I think. Wait, hold up, is it? No, I don't have that jacket anymore. Do I? I don't know. Oh my word. I need to look for that and see if I still have that jacket. I think it started to shed, like the underneath of the arms started to peel, so I think I got rid of it.
Hey, Mama, you got makeup.
I'm working.
Where, honey?
I want to go see Emma.
I know you want to.
Yeah, this is when she wants to see me. She doesn't want me around any other time. Also, I am going to go ahead and do a thing down here like I did before. I just think I'm going to put it... I'm going to grab a different eyebrow pencil. That one is dried out. And that one is dead. Why have I not cleared those out? Why am I... Okay, so I need to declutter my brow products. Before, I had this mark right here and it goes up onto my lip, which I will still do in the way that the blood will go over my mouth a little bit, but I'm gonna make it longer this way instead of making it skinny and go up. So but basically doing the exact same things I did on my eye. Now we're going to add black eyeshadow and brown eyeshadow from this palette. And I want to use, because we're going to do the same kind of haphazard method with them. One that's Mojo. So I'm going to just go over the red paint in the same sort of haphazard, like just up and down, flicking kind of motions. Getting it darker in some areas, lighter in others, but I'm going past the blood. So this I did not do before. So I guess we're done with the recreation and more into how I would do it now. Okay, I'm gonna grab another palette that has another dark brown in it, but I want a warmer brown. This brown is very, very cool, and I want something a bit warmer. So I'm gonna use Morphe's 350, and I'm gonna use the brown that's dead center. Just for a bit more warmth, because I feel like dirt is not this like ashy for some reason. Something about it just looks a bit off. So here we go. Can't really see under the chin, but I do want to blend it down. I don't want to be a clean line. So I'll just add some dirt under there. Okay. Okay, now for black, I'm gonna start out with the more precise blending brush. I'm going in those deeper portions of the cuts first, because I do want those areas to be darker. But kind of taking off some of the excess on the back of my hand, getting into the flicking up and down motions, not forgetting to deal with that cut on my nose, a very nice, clean, precise cut on my nose. I'm going to get a fluffier brush for this. This is taking a while, and I want my chest to be a lot darker and grungy. Now, for what is always my favorite part, blood. This is the part that I have to be really careful, because I would like to wear this for the rest of the day. And if I had too much blood, I will not be able to pick up my niece. Like this, I'm not going to transfer anywhere. Frankly, nothing's really, oh wait, hold up, no. Completely interrupt myself. I need to put on black eyeliner in my waterline. So I'm gonna take gel, because that'll hold up better than any pencil. Okay. It's very tempting to add blood to this. I said I'm going to. And I really want to. But I also want to wear this around the house later. So I'm not going to add as much blood as I would normally. My niece is here and this is going to get everywhere. I'm going to be more precise with the blood on this, because I did try to add blood looking stuff before. I added lip gloss to my chest. So I'm going to add the blood to the cuts on my chest. And I'm going to make it thin. I'm not going to use this in a goopy, like I don't want it to run anywhere. Because also we don't want to cover up all the work we did with all the shadow and body paint. So be selective with your blood. I know that's surprising coming from me, but sometimes dumping it all on your face is not the best thing to do. And making sure to get a little bit of blood on the metallic metal portions as well, because that would not be clean. You have all this and then precisely clean metal. That would be hilarious. So here we have it. This is a throwback to the look that I honestly believe changed my life. And I want to say thank you to everyone who has supported me since then, who has supported this very interesting passion of mine, both online and in my personal life. It really means the world, because this is not a normal thing. The fact that this is all on my face and body makes me so happy. There is a joy that I don't know how to explain that I'm experiencing right now. And that's just honestly not normal. This is not a normal thing for people to fall in love with, but I do. That is it for today. I'm done being sappy. So like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more, and stay creepy.